Good afternoon. A little information on this latest intermediate update. We're looking at, of course, snow in progress. We see the rain where the temperatures are warmer aloft and just a little bit below freezing aloft, but it's combining with a lot of moisture, producing a pretty tremendous amount of snow. The thing you're looking at here is the 850 winds, and you can see that they're basically around 47 knots, 48 knots, kind of rolling through right now. So I think the strongest of the winds are coming through right now, interacting with the spine of the Green Mountains across the southern Greens especially, and right along the very, very spine further up to the north, but it's not as much of a factor. The winds are lighter. Needless to say, looking at temperatures right now, just kind of setting the table, and we'll get to the HRRR modeling. So looking at current weather conditions, primarily all snow. We're seeing some heavier snow, and that's starting to produce some wet snow loading in some parts of the Connecticut River Valley, parts of Windsor County especially, Springfield showing that right now. On the Bennington side, winds are blowing, they're going back and forth with different precipitation types, and everywhere else it's basically snow, and generally snow that has been falling a little bit lighter, especially in the northern sections, all except right about Burlington and some parts of the Champlain Valley, where they've accrued just a little bit of snow on the ground, generally around an inch, or even less than that in some locations right near the lakeshore. Areas that have been hit probably a little bit harder, certainly the spine of the Green Mountains and points south, and now coming up the Connecticut River Valley with this batch of snow right here. This is pretty heavy, and this is all associated with an area of low pressure that's right here. You can see it just south of Montauk, Long Island, and basically a coastal nor'easter that's not super strong, but strong enough to produce a pretty good wind flow and bring us moisture coming in off the Atlantic Ocean, combined with what we've already seen. Latest indications by the computer modeling is as follows. We have the European on the left and the HRRR on the right, and HRRR, of course, has it's about 1 mile, I believe it is 1 kilometer, resolution, and this is 2 or 3 kilometer resolution. Needless to say, we can see some pretty good snow that's falling across the southern part of Vermont. Occasionally, a little bit of that will break off and then work across northern areas as well. This is our area of low pressure. This is the HRRR has analyzed it a little bit further to the west. Running the model here hourly by hourly. This is valid. I should say this is 00Z now. This is 7 o'clock in the evening. And what we can see is a lot of the heavier snow is confined elevated off the valleys once again, according to the HRRR. European kind of signifies that to some degree. And then we're seeing again really southern and central parts of Vermont through about 10 o'clock this evening. However, things start to shift to the north. This is our area of low pressure. It's going to track basically into the Gulf of Maine and actually increase, intensify just a little bit. What you can see is a lot of this is starting to shift a little bit to the north. A little bit of sleet starting to mix in as well by the HRRR. And then eventually, this is basically in northern Vermont tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. And at daybreak, that's going to continue to kind of work across northern parts of Vermont. And it's coming to an end in the southern parts of Vermont as we get into the mid and late afternoon especially. Just a few little leftover flurries or very, very light snow, and then eventually it's out of here by the morning hours, early morning hours on Sunday. Looking at the positive snow depth change, this is the European on the left and the higher resolution HRRR or high resolution rapid refresh model. So as I run the model, this is snow that's accrued since 7 o'clock this morning. If you remember back 7 o'clock this morning, for example, in the Barre Montpelier area barely had a trace on the ground. So this is basically what the HRRR is thinking, and this is what the European model is thinking, and they are in pretty good agreement overall. Not quite as the depths we're seeing on the European side, but looking at the HRRR, you can see the higher resolution, and the Connecticut River Valley has far less snow. Same thing with the Champlain Valley. This may be just a little bit underdone, perhaps. Now, by the time we get into later Saturday morning, we'll take you basically through 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I would be right there, and these are the totals of snow depths that have accrued since 7 o'clock this morning, and so you can put that on top of what we already have. Roger Hill, Weathering Heights, thanks for watching.